When the need to be cared for is dishonored, threatened, or undermined, then the individual cannot experience their own self as a unity, and their own life may become deeply fragmented and splintered. It is extreme from the disturbance. It is extreme form. The disturbance upsets the balance of the mind, and the person gradually loses their sense of identity. When I was a boy, I had a graphic experience of the meaning of this, Thurman writes. In the corner downtown at the end of our street, my mother noticed a large group of people had gathered and others were coming. She sent me down there to see what was going on, and as I got to the corner, I saw the center of attention was a strange behavior of Ketchen Butler, who ran a barber shop. He was describing a large circle around an oak tree. Each time he completed the circle, he would strike the tree with a huge cross-tie axe he had in his hands and call someone's name. He clearly was out of his mind. The sheriff had come to take him away to jail as a preliminary to sending him to a mental hospital, or, as we said at the time, the asylum. The sheriff could not get him because of the axe in his hand. It was a game of waiting it out. Then someone thought of Ma Walker, and I was sent for her. She was the most unusual woman in our community, distinguished for two things: her personal care for all kinds of people, and her beautiful rose garden dedicated to God. From her garden came roses for the altar table in the church and for funerals. I went to her house and I told her the story, and she came back with me. When she was within earshot of the group, she called the name of the man with the tortured mind. There was just a slight hesitation in his step as he located her and the sound of the voice, but he kept walking. Meanwhile, she and I approached. The sheriff took out his pistol, and the crowd moved completely to one side, making way for us. I dropped back. When we were at the outer edge of the group, Ma Walker kept on, repeating his name as she stood in his circular path. Then they met. Their eyes held. She said simply, "Come on, Ketchen. You must go home with me." And he did. Here was a woman who had the quality of personality that could make the gift of reconciliation to another human being. Sometimes it heals the inner breach by the simple offering. What it does is to introduce harmony into another's life by sensing and honoring the need to be cared for and therefore understood. This is the miracle. One person standing in their own place penetrates deeply into the life of another in a manner that makes possible the ingathering within that other life. And thus, the wildness is gentled out of a personality at war with itself. That's page 108 of Howard Thurman's book, Disciplines of the Spirit. I'll leave you with that as one of a few offerings from this book in this limited series.